Hello everyone. In this video we are going to place emphasis on types of quadrilaterals. Alright? These are the quadrilaterals we are going to look at today. Before we begin to look at these quadrilaterals, I would like to provide you with some information. Okay? A quadrilateral is a polygon which has a number of properties. These include 1. Quadrilaterals have 4 vertices and 4 sides enclosing 4 angles. We have our vertices, we have our sides, and we have our angles. Okay? Another one is the sum of all interior angles of a quadrilateral is 360 degrees. So each of them that we will be looking at has a total of exactly 360 degrees. However, a quadrilateral in general has sides of different lengths and angles of different measure. For example, the measure of this angle may not be the same as the measure of this angle. Why? We can clearly see that this is an acute angle and this is an obtuse angle. So just by looking, we can tell that those two angles will not have the same measure, and the same is applicable to these other two angles. This is an obtuse angle and that is an acute angle. However, once all 4 angles are inputted, we should get exactly 360 degrees. And that is applicable for all quadrilaterals. The total of the degrees or the angles is exactly 360. Alright, you may know that there are a number of quadrilaterals: trapezium or trapezoid, square, rectangle, kite, rhombus, and you know them, okay? Parallelogram, yes, they're all types of quadrilateral. Those are the special names given to quadrilaterals. Sometimes when I ask a student, what is this shape? He or she may say, it is a quadrilateral. But I need more. I need for you to be specific. I need to know that special name that is given to the quadrilateral. And in that case, then is when we use those vocabulary terms. As I said before, square, rectangle, rhombus, trapezium or trapezoid, and so on, okay? Now, let us look at this first shape. Who can say what this shape is? What is that special name that is given to this 4-sided figure, which is also called a quadrilateral generally? This is a trapezium. Trapezium or trapezoid. Okay? And it is a quadrilateral with one pair of the opposite parallel. It has one pair of opposite parallel sides. Okay? These are what we are talking about when we say opposite. This side and this side, they are opposite to each other. So we call that a trapezium, or a trapezoid. Now let us look at this shape. Who can tell? Let me give you a little more hint here. Look carefully. Why am I doing this? Does this make sense? Am I just wasting time? What can you see at this point? This is a parallelogram. Again, it is a quadrilateral with two pairs of parallel sides. This side is parallel to this side. This side is parallel to that side. The opposite sides are parallel and the lengths are equal. Therefore, if this side measures 5 cm, the opposite side should also measure exactly 5 cm. If this side measures 7, the opposite side should also measure the exact same degrees. Okay? And there are two diagonals formed to intersect each other at the something. What is the something that I am referring to? The something is the midpoint. This is where this diagonal and the other diagonal cross or pass each other or intersect each other. This is called our midpoint, the point where they intersect. Okay, let us continue to look at our quadrilaterals. One more. What is the special name given to this quadrilateral? Can you tell? I have a hint here. Look carefully. This is your hint. I'm going to put one more hint here. What are they saying to you? This particular quadrilateral, like all of the others, it has 4 angles. Okay? Each angle is 90 degrees. So I'm getting closer to your answer, your determination of the type of quadrilateral you are looking at. Because we know all of them, all quadrilaterals add up to 360. But in this case, the opposite sides are parallel and equal in length. It is classified as a rectangle. If you gave that answer, you are correct. The opposite sides are equal. The opposite sides are equal, and it has 4 right angles. Let us look at another one. One more quadrilateral. Look carefully. One more quadrilateral. Can anyone tell? What am I looking at? Let me put in one little hint for you. Midway of each of the lines. Can you see anything? Let me provide you with some information. All 4 sides of this particular quadrilateral, they're equal. So if one of them is 5, all of them must say 5. Whatever the unit might be, All of them must say the same unit. Good. Another thing I can tell you, this particular shape, the opposite sides are parallel and the angles are equal. It is called a rhombus. It is called a rhombus. Let us move on. Let us look at another quadrilateral. Good. This particular quadrilateral has 4 equal sides and 4 equal angles. 4 equal sides and 4 equal angles. Four equal sides and 4 equal angles. It is called a square. This is a square. It is called a square. Okay? Let us look at another one. What does this look like? Again and finally, because this is the last one we are going to look at, it is a quadrilateral that has 2 pairs of equal length sides, and these sides are adjacent to each other. So this side is exactly equal to this side, and this side is the exact same measurement of this side. So if this side is 2 cm, then this side must also be 2 cm. If this side is 7 cm, then this side must also say 7 cm. What is the special name given to this quadrilateral? It is called a kite. It is called a kite. So let us look once more again. We've looked at quadrilaterals, all right? And it was said that quadrilaterals are 4-sided shapes. We looked at trapezium, rhombus, rectangle, square, parallelogram, and a kite. All right? Now, some points about quadrilaterals to be kept in mind are we should always be cognizant of knowing and bearing in mind that squares, rectangles, and rhombs are all types of parallelograms. They come under the family of parallelograms. That is the square, the rectangle, and the rhombus. All right? Also, you should know that a square is a rectangle as well as a rhombus. Be careful, a square can also be classified as a rectangle or a rhombus. Rectangles and the rhombus, they are not squares. They are not squares because they do not have what the square has, which is 4 equal sides. All right? And a parallelogram is a trapezium. A parallelogram, it is a trapezium. All right? A kite is not a parallelogram. Please remember that. A kite is not a parallelogram. Okay? Now, one more thing before we end. It is often said, oh, Miss, how in life do I use this? Where am I going to use this? How is this applicable to my life? I do not need this in order to be a successful citizen. Now, students, I'm going to give you just a few examples. The kite, real life connection. For those of us who are Christians and we believe in the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ, when Jesus Christ arose from the dead, we used a kite to demonstrate Jesus Christ ascending into heaven. We either make the kite, we buy it, or whatever. But on the day which is called Resurrection Day, Easter Monday, we take that day, we go to open parks and so on, and we fly our kites that we make. Okay, that's an example. Another example, look at your classrooms. For the most part, most of your classrooms are either squares, okay, or they are rectangular in measurement, size, and shape, okay. So they are real life connections. Your notebooks that you use, for the most part, they are rectangle. Your textbooks are rectangle. Look at the game that we play with the draft. That board is either square or it is a rectangle. Baseball, even though baseball field takes a certain shape, look at where the points are. For where the runners start, where they bat and they move from point to point, it either represents a square or a rectangle. So there are numerous ways in life that these shapes and their use can be applied. You can think of a few more of your own, and there is where this video will end. I am kindly asking you to post your questions, concerns, and comments. Thank you.